Hello, and thank you again for joining me at Nirvana Loon. Today's video is going to be about a little more in-depth information about our root chakra. So let's just get started because we have a lot to get through. The root chakra is our foundation chakra. It is located at the base of our spine. And if you wanted to have some mantras for it, its own phrase or its mantra is I am. So sometimes when I'm trying to reinforce my root chakra, I say things like I am here, I am stable, I am rooted, I am strong. So these are things that can help you once we get to the point where you're trying to balance your root chakra later on in the video. Now, the root chakra is most commonly associated with survival. It's not just in the cases of fight or flight, as many people may associate that with survival, but it's all those other things that make us feel whole and safe, like stability, warmth, comfort, our needs for protection, substance. We gotta feed. So sometimes if we don't have enough food, that's creating a worry and is creating a lack. The other things too that it's associated with is shelter. We have to have a place to live. If we don't, then we're not secure. So it affects our root chakra. Trusting people, maybe sometimes having lacked many of those things doesn't make you trust others that they're not going to come and take yours. It also is associated with our grounding, our feeling of wholeness, our health, and with our sense of smell. So if you grew up lacking any of those things, we may probably feel, or you may feel off, as if we don't belong, or we maybe even grow to experience physical ailments associated with our root chakra area, like our legs and feet. The chakra is the energy point that it's on the lower part of our body. So if we have issues with our bones, our feet, our legs, it could be related to something that is not in balance with our root chakra. I know it's kind of amazing. And it also is associated with our immune system and our blood. And these imbalances may be deeply rooted, no pun intended, in the lack of security that we may have experienced or maybe currently experiencing. On the other hand, when our root chakra is balanced, we experience feelings of strength, confidence. We feel more calm when we are around other people, other situations. We don't necessarily freak out right away, and we don't get all anxious about things. We have the calmness to say, hey, what is the problem? What are the possible solutions, or what can I do about this and how to solve it? So it makes you feel more confident about how you're going to react. It also makes you feel more accepted, and you feel like you are in the place where you want to be. So you are not worried about money, and you do feel connected with others. It also makes you feel that you're worthy and that you're not afraid to look into your future because you're not worried about so many things or anxious about things. You may be wondering how or why we lose our balance. Maybe sometimes we are not brought up in a stable environment. Perhaps our parents divorced when we were kids, which usually makes a child worry about their future. Maybe you have been moving a lot, maybe you have a job that makes you move from place to place all the time, so you never really settle any roots anywhere. So you are wary of other places. Even though you may feel excited about going here and there, you're not really rooted anywhere. So it makes you feel kind of out of place, like you don't belong somewhere. And sometimes people, when they move a lot out of other reasons, like when you're a kid and you keep moving from place to place and you have no say in it, then you may feel like you don't want to move and lose that place again. Or maybe you grew up in a family that doesn't have or didn't have enough resources for you, so you always had that feeling of lack, which sometimes translates into feelings of insecurity, and also feel like people are trying to get the things or the monies that belong to you, so you have to always feel like you're on the attack of keeping your things for yourself so nobody else takes them. Also, you might end up feeling worried about where your money goes or where it's going to come from. Even though you may have a job and you may have savings and you may have a home, you may still feel, because of that environment that you grew up in, you may still feel like you are at any moment could lose all this. And so these are people that also manifest these problems in being hoarders. They don't want to let go of anything because that represents some kind of security. Not always the case, and I am not a psychologist, but it's sometimes related to how the root chakra, got out of balance, and those manifest later on. Having an imbalanced root chakra may make you more easily distrustful of others, like I was mentioning, because you don't believe that they are there for you to help you. You always probably feel like there's something in it for them, and there's not enough trust that there will be enough for everybody. And this can have its consequences, because you may not end up enjoying life at its fullest because you're always worrying about losing what you already accomplished. It doesn't always relate to money or things. It can also relate to other people. For example, if you're in a relationship with others, you fear that you may lose them. Or you also feel the opposite, that you don't want to get close to someone because at the end you're probably going to end up losing them. So this is a lot of times why people stay in relationships that don't bring them any more happiness, because they'd rather have that than nothing, which brings us into another cycle that is not healthy for us. So what can we do to balance our root chakra? Well, we can start by a very basic thing, which is watching our diet. We can make sure that we are eating more nutritious food, less junk food, or no junk food if you can, so our body has the correct energy and vitality, and you are always reinforcing your immune system, which is very important in keeping you healthy, because the healthier you feel, the healthier your mind is going to be, and the healthier your connections and everything that relates to your energy will be. There are routines or rituals that we can talk about in another video. Actually, I do have a video planned coming up regarding rituals, which are not witchy things. Rituals can be a routine. So we can call them routines, we can call them rituals. And those rituals can be very beneficial because it keeps you on a daily list of things that you do to make you feel good. And we can use those on a daily basis. I'll give you a brief example of what I mean. If you want to do some routine to improve your root chakra, maybe you can start by waking up, having a nutritious little breakfast or meal, and going outside for a walk. You are going to be connecting to nature. You're going to be getting the wind in your face, the sun on your face or your back. You are probably, if you have a pet, you can take your pet for a walk. You can enjoy the trees that you see. If you have a tree that you can hug, I highly recommend it. I know it sounds funny, tree huggers, everybody gives us all funny looks when we do it, but trust me, it's an amazing way to get grounded. You when you hug a tree, you receive its energy and you make a buddy in a way. So you can also, if you don't want to go walking, or let's say that the weather's not the best for you to go out walking because not everybody lives in sunny Arizona, you can also start your day by listening to music and dancing. Or if you have a significant other or pets, you can also go and hug them and cuddle with them. All these activities are free. They are available whenever you make the time for them, but you have to be diligent. You have to use them and make them become a part of you, which in turn turns into a routine, which turns into your own personal daily ritual. If you can and if you're able to, one activity that is amazing in getting you rooted is going hiking. So being in the middle of nature. A quick one, which actually I made it into another tiny video, is how to ground. So check that video out on the grounding techniques for people that are home, and you'll see what I mean. Other things that can help you in keeping a home less chaotic, at least mentally and energetically, is to keep a clean and organized environment. Sometimes we hold on to things just because they make us feel a sense of security, but many times those things are just things. It's just stuff that is not really serving us anymore, and we must release it. Releasing will allow other things to come into your life. And then when it comes to things, someone else may benefit by having them. And you keep your energy flowing. Same thing goes for people. Not that people are things, but sometimes we hold on to people who hurt our feelings, that are not supportive, that don't bring us any kind of joy or anything positive to our lives. And we may be holding on to them because we don't want to feel alone. But sometimes we must release them as well, because when we release them with love and let their energy flow somewhere else away from you, it benefits them as well. You don't know. Maybe they're also not happy where they are, and they're probably encountering the same thing as you, not wanting to let go. So just let things flow. It's better for everyone at the end. There are other types of energy that we can also bring into our lives that can help us in our journey to be balanced. For example, the root chakra vibrates with the color red. We'll talk about color therapy in other videos that I will be planning in the future. But for this one, you can just use that info to combine the color red with other things, such as crystals. You can keep balancing your root chakra by using or wearing or having crystals or red stones, such as red jasper or garnet or ruby near you. There are other gems that also help you balance the energy that are not necessarily red, but they are associated with the root chakra, such as black tourmaline, petrified wood. My favorite is obsidian, and also hematite. You can wear them on your body as jewelry, like earrings, or you can have them near you in your home or your office when you're working. I always keep a crystal on my desk, at least one. There's several. But when you wear it, let's say that you're wearing it as jewelry, when you put it on, as you're putting it on, you can have an intention programmed into them just by expressing that intention. It doesn't have to be out loud if you don't want to have somebody hear you that, do this for me. But you can do it mentally. You can have the intention of putting on, for example, your red jasper necklace and say, something to the effect of, help me balance today's energy in my root chakra. Thank you. And always thank the crystal. I know it sounds goofy, but it really does work. Another way that you can help balance your root chakra, not just the root one, but all of them, is to have a Reiki session, either in person or distance Reiki. For those of you who don't know what Reiki is, I do have another video. I'll place the link on the description below so that you can understand what Reiki is, and so that we don't go into that here. And the other things that you can use to increase or help assist your balancing of your root chakra are aromatherapy things, such as essential oils, and maybe lotions that are made with essential oils, or with that are totally organic, so that you're not putting chemicals in your body. You can use the oils that are associated with your root chakra, which are usually rosewood, cedar, rosemary is my favorite, patchouli, and cinnamon. You can always get these also in the form of incense. So if you don't want to use oils themselves, or if you don't have access to them, one less expensive way to do it is by getting incense and just kind of use it in your home, and you can constantly be, smelling those aromas. Now, it's kind of like exercising a muscle. At the beginning, you may forget to do this or the other. You don't have to beat yourself up for it. Say, oh my God, I forgot to cuddle my pet, or I didn't take my shoes off in the house. You don't have to. Just next time, make a mental note, and next time just do it. It just takes practice. Nobody's perfect, and we're all trying our best. So just don't altogether stop trying, okay? So those are some things that you can use to balance your root chakra. I gave you some information on what it does and why it does, or why it becomes off balance, and how to get it back in. I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon, so when I put up another video, you get notified as soon as I upload them. If you want to, and if you feel called to, leave me a comment about what you liked in this video or what you don't like, or if you have any questions, just leave them on the comments below, and I'll try to answer you as soon as I can. If you feel so called to have a Reiki practitioner or know more about Reiki, you can also, besides the video that I'm linking, you can also visit my website. I'll leave the link on the comments below as well. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope we stay connected.